Hello guys and girls listening to this is Rija, and as usual we're gonna check a subreddit community. Today's subreddit communities are ChoosingBeggars, so let's start. I need a man to help me clear my garden. No pay, but a warm cup of tea if you clear 60 foot of rubbish. Bring your own lunch. This was posted on Whisper, so like, does anyone still use Whisper? Good thing she's offering tea, because any guy who will respond to this has to be thirsty as fuck. I'll do it. That's good, Chan. Thanks. You're not sand, buzz off. Wait. Yeah, I was wondering if a warm cup of tea was an euphemism for something else. It's definitely not, but if dudes read it that way and are thus more likely to come do free labor for this person, they are okay with that. But what if it really is an euphemism, you know, like that cup of coffee or cup of tea, whatever. It really is an euphemism for you know what, like, because she can't be possibly offering just a cup of tea for that much work, you know, like, that's not possible, I think. But who knows, maybe there is people actually, well, there is guys that will actually work for free for a girl if she's cute enough, I guess. But oh my god, yeah, they must be really thirsty to do that. At everyone. Okay, fuckers, I ask you nicely to give those 3 videos a like on YouTube. And what do I get from a server of 1,500 people? Less than 5 measly motherfucking likes. SMH, if I don't see more likes than that by tomorrow, I'm kicking 10 random people out of this server, and it could be any of you. So get your shit together and help a brother out. He really should appreciate his followers a little bit more than that and not take them for granted. Like, come on, if I was one of his followers and I was in this Discord server and I saw this post, like, I will get out of that Discord server and I will unfollow him on Twitter, any social media, unsubscribe, etc. And I wouldn't watch any of his videos because he's just being too spoiled, I think. But yeah, I know I don't need to remind you guys and girls listening, but I love you guys. But yeah, you better give this video a thumbs up. Or, I don't know, I'll do something. But yeah, you better click that like button. I'm being sarcastic, you don't need to do that. So this was one of the most upvoted posts from our ChoosingBeggars today. And it's quite long, but I found it pretty interesting, so let's check it out. Sorry in advance for the length. This happened about 5 years ago. I had a 2005 Ford Focus that was basically just sitting. It ran fine but had a large dent on the right passenger's fender. I listed it for sale for only a few thousand. I don't remember the exact price, just that it was well below KBB. I get a few bites and a couple people come look at the car. One guy a few years younger than me, 30 at the time, and his wife and newborn come and seemed really nice. He had just come from work and was dirty, so appeared to be a hard worker. They really liked the car but were about $1,500 short or so, and said they will try to save up and hope it's still for sale then, because it's hard to find a good car at that price, blah blah blah. I remembered about a decade earlier someone really helped me out in a similar situation and let me pay half up front and make payments. This literally allowed me to keep my job as I had no other options at the time and was sold a lemon just prior. I decided it was time to pay it forward. Please hold off on the "that was stupid" comments. I knew I was taking a risk and wasn't naive. I'm very familiar with writing contracts and how the Lanehorn process works, so I offered to take a little less than what they had on them upfront and accept payments for the rest of the balance so that they could pick up a car seat and some other things, because it was clear they were struggling a little. We discussed what they can afford and work up the paperwork and even get it notarized by my neighbor who happened to be a notary. The understanding was that they would make small bi-weekly payments of a set amount on each Friday every other week, and if payments were missed, the vehicle would be returned to me and they will forfeit what they had paid so far, or I could demand payment in full. If I had to repossess the vehicle, they will be responsible for any cost incurred. Things go well for about a month or two, then something came up, didn't get paid this week, had to take time off for the baby, stuff started. I even offer opportunities to work some of the payments off with odd stuff around the house or yard. Then they started ignoring my texts and calls. After about 2 months go by, I finally messaged saying if I don't have all of the behind payments by Friday, I will take steps to repossess the vehicle. The husband immediately calls me with attitude. "Why are you being such a bitch? You will get your payment. I have been upgrading, repairing the defective car you sold me, which is a favor to you." Me. The car wasn't defective in any way, and if you got money to upgrade it, then you have money to make your payments. Choosing beggar. I'll get you some money when I can. You have no right to demand it now. So you can either accept what I can give when I can, or you won't get shit. Me. Actually, I more than have the right per the contract you signed. And if you don't pay, I'll simply take the vehicle back. Choosing beggar. Well, you didn't put a final due date on the contract, so you can enforce anything. Me. The terms of the contract are very clear. There was no need for a final due date, because the payment structure was clearly laid out, as were the number of payments consequences of missing or late payments. Choosing beggar. Look, I help you out by taking this piece of shit off your hands, and I have to fix all kinds of things with it for you. So maybe you should think about that before making your demands. Who else will fix a car up for you? He said this as if he was fixing a car for my use. Me. What are you even talking about? The car was running just fine when you bought it? Choosing beggar. What about that huge dent? I've dumped so much money into fixing it, you owe me at this point. Me. If you have repaired that dent, that's your choice, but has nothing to do with me. Choosing beggar. You think because you are some rich bitch. I am and was far from rich. In fact, I'm a single mom taking care of 2 girls with no degree, lol. You can look down on us and try to make us do slave labor for you. I assume he was referring to my offers to let him work some of the balance off. I should fucking sue you. Hangs up and refuses to answer when I call or text back. I wait until that Thursday and message that I will be taking the car back. Choosing beggar message back saying, "You're going to spend more than it's worth on a repo guy to come get it, so stop being a bitch and just write off the balance since I have helped you by fixing it up." I let him know I will be there tomorrow with my spare key and the police, and if they try to just avoid it, I will have no choice but to attempt to collect at his place of employment, since he wore his work uniform to my house previously. Little bit of a bluff on my part. Then I head to my boyfriend at the times for the night. The next morning, I come home to the car park in the middle of my front yard, parked diagonal with the driver's side door wide open. Keys thrown on the ground next to it. The fenders, really whole front side panels, have been replaced, very poorly, with front side panels from some completely different car. They were red and did not fit with the rest of the body of the car at all. The car was white. The car had some hideous park bench looking spoiler on it now, and he had done something with the exhaust system that made it sound really shitty and loud. The stock radio had been replaced with some aftermarket CD player. There was nothing wrong with the stock, but there were wires all over the place and a huge gap in the housing spot with some plastic bits wedged into it hold it still. The interior smelled like cigarettes and ass. This next part is going to sound like I'm making it up. There was a note on the dash explaining how heartless I was and that now he will probably not be able to feed his baby because of me. And that if I didn't reimburse him for the payments he made along with all the repairs, he will sue me because people like me can't get away with taking advantage of poor family like his. And that he was not afraid to hold me accountable, but he will give me one chance if I return the car to him along with a small payment to cover the cost of his having to find other transportation in the meantime. I took it as a loss and just listed it for $800. The balance was around $1,200, but with how he fucked it up, I knew I couldn't get that much, so I sold it at a junk price. It sold almost immediately, but I got a text from the guy when I listed it asking me if I would please give it to him, since he already paid me more than the price I was now listing it for, and that he will even consider paying me a small amount if I will be willing to take payments. I told him that I couldn't because I was recently told that I was going to be sued, so I needed to save up to prepare for that, lol. Unbelievable, guys and girls listening. girls and guys, I would love to hear your comments about this subreddit community. Also comment on what subreddit I should do next. As always, a like, comment and share is greatly appreciated. And please subscribe if you like the content. Bye!